Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive.
Yeah.
This time we're taking a look at Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Classic.
It's a book that's been making waves for a while now, and, a listener actually sent in some excerpts, and I gotta say, I can see why they found it so fascinating. It's not your typical money management book.
It really isn't. It challenges a lot of the conventional wisdom about wealth, and Kiyosaki's approach is so unique because he shares these lessons that he learned
Yeah,
from two very different father figures.
right. Two dads almost, like
Yeah,
two sides of the same coin.
exactly. He had his own father who was highly educated but struggled financially.
Right, the classic story.
And then you have his friend's father, this self-made entrepreneur,
The rich dad.
the rich dad,
Yeah.
exactly. So you get these two contrasting perspectives on money.
It's fascinating, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
having this internal debate playing out
Totally.
how to approach finances.
I think for someone like young Robert Kiyosaki, who's absorbing all this, it must have been mind-blowing.
Oh, absolutely. So if you were in his shoes, what do you think would be the most surprising thing he learns?
I think the biggest takeaway is that the traditional path to wealth, the good education, the stable job, it might not be the guaranteed ticket to success that we're often led to believe.
Yeah, that's a real challenge to the status quo.
Oh, absolutely.
And it starts right from the get-go with that bold statement.
Oh, yeah.
Rich people acquire assets. The poor and middle class acquire liabilities that they think are assets.
Whoa. That's a wake-up call right there.
It is. It's meant to shake things up and make us really question our assumptions about money.
For sure.
Okay, so let's break this down for our listeners.
Yeah.
You're the rich dad, poor dad expert here.
Yeah.
Remind us, what is the difference between an asset and a liability in Kiyosaki's world?
So an asset in Kiyosaki's terms is anything that puts money in your pocket,
Yeah.
like a little money-making machine.
I like that.
Think stocks that pay dividends, rental properties, a successful business you own.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that generates income. Liabilities, on the other hand, take money out of your pocket.
Like that brand new car.
Exactly.
That loses value the second you drive it off the lot.
Depreciating assets, those are a classic example. Or a huge house with a massive mortgage.
Yeah. You think you're living the dream, but
Right. It's actually draining your resources.
Kiyosaki really brings this home with that story about trying to get a loan.
Oh, yeah.
And he lists all his personal belongings as assets.
Even though they weren't making him any money.
Right. Like his watch and his suits.
It's so relatable because we've all been there.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking we're financially stable when actually we're up to our necks in liabilities.
And he makes you, the listener, actually question your own financial situation.
Oh, yeah.
Are your biggest expenses assets or liabilities?
That's the power of the book. It's not just theory. It's about self-reflection.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So then he introduces this concept of cash flow.
Yeah.
How does that tie into the whole asset versus liability thing?
Well, he explains that the poor and the middle class, they tend to have a very linear cash flow pattern.
Okay.
Income comes and expenses go out, leaving little to nothing for investing.
It's like they're stuck on a treadmill,
Exactly. They're trapped in the rat race.
working hard but not getting ahead.
But the rich, they understand that building wealth requires a different approach.
Uh-huh.
They prioritize building that asset column, generating income to cover those expenses.
So it's not just about making money. It's about making your money work for you.
Precisely. He uses this example of buying and selling houses in a down market
Oh, yeah.
to highlight how you can create cash flow even with limited starting capital.
He turned a small investment into $190,000 in assets in just 6 deals.
And generating $19,000 a year in passive income.
That's incredible, especially during a down market when everyone else was panicking.
It shows that he was able to spot opportunities and act decisively.
He's minding his own business, as Rich Dad would say. But that phrase, it's a bit cryptic, isn't it?
Yeah.
What did Rich Dad really mean by minding your own business?
Well, it's not just about starting a company, although that can be a part of it.
Okay.
It's about building that asset column outside of your job, taking control of your financial future.
Like the story about Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's,
Yeah.
asking MBA students, what business am I in?
And they all say hamburgers.
Right. But Kroc's answer was completely different
He said, I'm in the real estate business.
because he understood that the real value was in the land and the system,
The assets.
not just the burgers.
It's about thinking beyond the obvious.
It makes you wonder, what are you passionate about that you can turn into an income-generating asset?
Exactly.
Mm.
That's the challenge he throws down to all of us.
Think like an entrepreneur, not an employee.
Right.
Now, I have to ask about one of the more controversial aspects of the book.
Okay.
Kiyosaki's stance on taxes.
Yeah.
He claims The rich don't get taxed the same way as the middle class.
It's a bold step.
It is. How does he back that up?
He talks about the power of corporations
Okay.
and how they can be used to legally reduce your tax burden.
So it's not about evading taxes,
Not at all.
but about using the system to your advantage.
He emphasizes that it's all legal and laid out in the tax code.
It's about financial literacy.
Exactly.
Knowing the rules of the game and playing strategically.
He believes that financial education is crucial for breaking free from that rat race.
Knowledge is power.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to your finances.
This has been a great start to our deep dive. We've laid the groundwork for understanding Kiyosaki's core concepts,
Definitely.
but we've only scratched the surface.
Yeah.
Are you ready to explore some of his more challenging ideas?
Let's do it.
All right, buckle up. We're going deeper into Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Sounds good.
All right, so we're back and we're diving deeper into Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah.
We were talking about how Kiyosaki says that the rich don't get taxed the same way as the middle class.
Right.
That's a pretty bold claim.
It is.
So how does he explain that?
Well, he goes into this whole thing about corporations and
Right.
how they can be used to legally reduce your tax burden.
So not like dodging taxes or anything illegal?
No,
No.
not at all. It's about using the system to your advantage.
Okay. So give us the rundown. How do corporations help with this?
He draws this diagram in the book
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
showing how a corporation is like a separate entity.
Right. It's outside your personal finances.
Exactly. It can do things that you as an individual can't.
Interesting. So what kind of things?
Well, for one, corporations can deduct expenses before paying taxes,
Ah, I see.
which obviously lowers their overall tax bill.
So it's a different playing field.
Yeah, it's a different set of rules.
So Kiyosaki's point is it's not about being dishonest.
Yeah.
It's about being financially savvy,
Right.
understanding the rules, and using them strategically.
Exactly. He makes it clear that this is all legal.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right there in the tax code.
But most people just don't know about it.
Right. The average person isn't taught this stuff.
It makes you wonder who the system is really designed to benefit.
It's a thought-provoking point, for sure.
But even if you know the rules playing this game isn't without its risks,
Oh, absolutely.
Kiyosaki doesn't shy away from that,
No, he's very upfront about the risks involved in building wealth.
like making investments that might not pan out.
Exactly. And for a lot of people, that fear of failure is paralyzing.
And that fear is actually one of the 5 major obstacles he talks about.
It is. Alongside cynicism, laziness, bad habits, and arrogance.
Wow. So it's not just external factors holding us back.
No, a lot of it comes from within.
Our mindset.
He dedicates a whole section to these obstacles.
Really?
With practical advice on how to overcome them.
Like a pep talk.
Kinda. Like he's saying, hey, this can be tough, but you can do it.
I like that. And one of his big things is, remember the Alamo.
Oh yeah, Rich Dad's favorite saying.
What does that even mean in this context?
It's about learning from failure,
Okay.
not letting setbacks defeat you.
So like turning those losses into lessons?
Exactly. He believes that successful people aren't fearless. They just use their fear as fuel.
Interesting. And then there's cynicism.
Yeah, he compares that to the Chicken Little mentality.
The sky is falling.
Always expecting the worst.
And missing out on opportunities because of it.
Right, like the story of Richard and the real estate deal.
Oh, yeah. He listened to his cynical neighbor.
And missed out on a great investment.
It's a reminder to do your own research.
Yeah, and not let other people's negativity cloud your judgment.
Now, another interesting thing is how Kiyosaki talks about greed.
Yeah, that one always raises eyebrows.
He's not talking about being greedy in a bad way, right?
No, not at all. He's talking about having a healthy desire for a better life.
Okay.
That drive to improve your circumstances.
So like ambition.
Yeah, but not just for yourself,
Yeah.
for your family, for your community.
It's about channeling that desire into positive action.
Right. Taking control of your future.
And that ties into the whole idea of developing your financial genius. But he's not just talking about being good at math, right?
No, it's more than that. It's about being resourceful, creative,
Okay.
thinking outside the box,
And always learning.
being adaptable to a changing world.
He even shares that story about how he turned $2,000 into $190,000 in assets and $19,000 a year in passive income
Yeah.
by investing in real estate.
During a down market, no less.
It's like he's saying, look, I did it, you can too,
But he breaks it down step by step.
showing how it's possible.
It's all about finding those opportunities, taking calculated risks.
And that's where the term inventing money comes in,
Yeah,
which always sounded kind of magical to me.
right. But he explains that it's about creative financing, understanding market cycles, structuring deals.
It's about working smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
And part of that is finding mentors,
Oh, yeah.
building a team of people who can guide you,
Don't be afraid to ask for help.
leverage the experience of others.
There's so much you can learn from those who've already achieved success.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have
Taxes, corporations, overcoming fear.
inventing money.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, but it's all part of the journey.
And we're not done yet. Are you ready for the final part of this deep dive?
Absolutely. Bring it on.
Okay, so we're back for the final stretch of our Rich Dad, Poor Dad deep dive.
Yeah, the home stretch.
We've uncovered so much already.
Mm-hmm.
But now Kiyosaki actually gives us like a roadmap.
Oh, yeah.
10 steps to achieve financial freedom.
It's like the action plan.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Are you ready to break these down?
Let's do it.
Okay, so step 1 might surprise you. It's not about finding a hot stock tip or anything like that.
Right.
It's about finding a reason greater than reality.
Ooh, that's a good one.
What do you make of that?
I think he's emphasizing the importance of having a strong why.
Oh,
What's driving you? Is it just about the money, or is there something deeper?
like a purpose, a mission.
Exactly. Something that fuels your actions.
It's like finding your North Star.
Yeah, that guiding principle that keeps you going even when things get tough.
Because, let's face it, this journey isn't going to be easy.
It's not for the faint of heart.
So find your why. And then step 2 is all about learning.
Mm-hmm. Constantly developing your financial IQ.
It's not enough to just dream. You got the knowledge to back it up.
You gotta know the rules of the game.
So hit the books, find mentors, go to seminars,
Yeah. Immerse yourself in the world of finance.
become a student of the game.
Kiyosaki's a big believer in self-education.
Oh yeah,
Formal education is great, but it's not enough.
you got to keep learning.
Always be seeking out new information, new perspectives.
Step 3, choose your heroes carefully.
That's a big one.
Seems pretty straightforward.
It is, but it's crucial. Who are your financial role models?
Yeah, who do you look up to?
The people you surround yourself with have a huge impact on your mindset.
You become who you hang out with.
Exactly. So choose wisely.
Okay, step 4, master a formula and then learn a new one.
This is about finding a system that works for you.
Okay,
Whether it's real estate investing, stock trading, building a business,
getcha.
master it, become an expert, and then don't stop there.
Keep learning.
Always be evolving.
Be adaptable.
The market's constantly changing. You got to stay ahead of the curve.
Okay, step 5, pay yourself first.
A classic.
That's personal finance 101, right?
Yeah, Kiyosaki's not saying be selfish.
Right.
He's saying prioritize your financial well-being.
Make sure you're taking care of your future.
Automate your savings. Invest in your assets.
Treat yourself like your most important client.
Exactly.
Step 6, pay your brokers well.
This is about recognizing the value of expert advice.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to seek out mentors, financial advisors, other professionals who can help you.
It's an investment.
Yeah, you get what you pay for.
All right, step 7, be an Indian giver.
Now, this one always throws people off.
It does sound a bit counterintuitive.
But Kiyosaki's actually talking about a really smart investment strategy.
Okay, so explain this one.
It's about getting your initial investment back as quickly as possible
Okay.
and then letting the profits run.
So minimize your risk, maximize your return.
Exactly. It's about structuring deals, strategically thinking outside the box.
I like it. All right, step 8, assets buy luxuries.
This isn't about being flashy or materialistic.
Yeah.
It's about using your assets to fund your lifestyle.
Not your income.
Yay. Right. Let your money work for you.
So you don't have to trade your time for money.
Exactly. You can enjoy the finer things in life without constantly grinding.
That's the dream. Step 9, the need for heroes.
This one's interesting.
It's kind of like step 3, right?
Yeah. Choosing your heroes carefully.
But this is more about understanding history.
The historical context of financial success.
Okay.
Study market cycles, economic trends. Learn from those who've come before you.
So don't just follow blindly.
Right. Understand the patterns, the successes, and the failures.
Learn from the best and the worst.
Exactly.
And finally, step 10, teach and you shall receive.
Ah, the power of giving back.
Kiyosaki believes that sharing your knowledge helps everyone.
It creates a positive ripple effect.
The more you teach, the more you learn.
It's about abundance, not scarcity.
So there you have it, Kiyosaki's 10 steps to financial freedom.
It's a blueprint for success.
It's a challenge and a reminder that we all have the potential to achieve our financial goals.
It's about taking control of your destiny.
And this has been an incredible deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
We've covered so much ground.
From assets and liabilities to cash flow and corporations.
Overcoming fear, inventing money.
being an Indian giver.
It's been a wild ride
But I think the biggest takeaway is that financial freedom is within reach.
for anyone who's willing to put in the work.
Challenge conventional wisdom
Think differently.
and take action.
That's the key.
So what's one small step you, our listener, can take today
Yeah, what action are you going to take?
to start minding your own business?
And building your path to financial freedom.
Maybe pick up a copy of Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Or revisit it with a fresh perspective,
It's a book that can truly change your life.
if you let it.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time.
Keep learning and keep those minds curious.